Hi everyone, welcome back to Baking in Horror Story Time. So today we are going to be talking about an experience that I had as a little girl. And with that, I'm going to be making a snickerdoodle cookie, which is one of the best cookies I've ever tried. And if you wish to try this at home, all of the ingredients and directions will be down in the description below. And let's get started with the story. This incident happened in the early 90s when I was about 7 to 9 years old. My sister and I shared a bedroom, and her bed was closest to the closet. One day, she had asked if we can switch beds, and I had agreed, not thinking anything about it. When we were trying to go to bed, I had noticed that there were these red eyes staring at me from the closet. It looked like it had a black cloak on, and its entire body was also black, but the only thing that you can distinguish from this thing was its red eyes. I had a fairly big imagination as a little girl, and so I just thought that maybe this was just my imagination and I was just making this thing up in my head. Now, I wouldn't just see this thing in the closet, I would also see it at the foot of my bed, just standing there staring at me. I was so frightened by this thing that I would just convince myself that it was just my imagination. I would put the blanket over my head, close my eyes so tight, and wait until I just fall asleep. I can't tell you how often it came to show itself to me, but I know it was numerous times. Fast forward to my early 20s, I was watching a horror movie with my sister, and I turned to her, "Hey, do you remember when we lived at blah blah blah?" And before I mentioned anything about it, she said to me, "The red eyes." I was so shook when those words came out of her mouth because I had thought that this entire time it was all in my head. Now that I know it wasn't just my imagination, I want to know from you guys, has this ever happened to you? And if so, what do you think it is? This has been a mystery my entire life, and it still haunts me to this day. And I always wonder if it's going to come back and show up when I'm least expecting it. Okay, so let me know what you guys think about this and your conclusions, because I would love to hear about it. And if you have any stories of yourselves experiencing something similar, please leave it down in the comments below because I would love to read about it. And before we leave, let's try this cookie out. Okay, so when I tell you that this is literally one of the best cookies you will ever have, I'm not even lying. This does not last in our household for more than a few days. It is just crunchy on the outside and soft and chewy on the inside. Oh my God, it is friggin' to die for. And it's super easy to make as well too. All right, cheers. Mm, 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 mm. Look at that. So, so good. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to see you again next week for another baking and a horror story. So until then, stay safe out there, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.